and welcome back. You've just enjoyed Angie Winborn, one of my favorite singers, and after hearing that, I'm sure she's one of yours as well. We're going to continue with this terrific show today with a friend of mine and a new friend of the Wake Up and Live Actor Studio, Karen Posner. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Hi, James. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's very nice to have you here. You're going to be doing something that I think is very important. You know, the issue of peace around the world these days is poignant.
Yes.
And you are a member of the Tri-C Student Peace Alliance.
Yes, I am.
Tell me a little bit, what is the Student Peace Alliance and what is it that you do?
We are a group of individuals, students, faculty, and community people. We're trying to promote peaceful ways to handle a lot of the conflict that goes on every day between...
In the world or in Cleveland or in Tri-C?
You know what, we'd love to take on the world, but right now we're concentrating on Tri-C and our own community.
Gotcha.
But we come out of a much larger group. One of our main backbone of our group is the Global Issues Resource Collaborative, and that's run by a gentleman named Tyler Olson, who is wonderful. Tri-C does a lot to promote peace. We have a short-term certificate in conflict resolution and peace studies. We've got people like Dr. Susan Lowater, and she promotes a lot of international interaction between students and people from other countries that come and visit. But the Peace Alliance that we have is strictly, it's students right now, and we just want to invite anybody that would like to join and promote a more peaceful environment. So this semester, our message is empathy.
Okay.
We would really like everybody to have some empathy for what other people are going through, people that are different than us.
And that includes everything from ethnic and racial differences to LGBTQ issues.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's called tolerance and acceptance and why the world has to be so ugly that it needs peace.
Right.
It's beyond
exactly,
me.
exactly. You know, we're promoting things like town hall meetings for the LGBTQ issues that we have.
And in fact, that town hall meeting is coming up, as I understand.
It is coming up. We don't have a date.
Yeah,
we don't have a date, but we are in the planning stages. We actually have a planning meeting tomorrow.
Okay.
So right now, what we do have on tap is we're going to be doing a movie screening, and this is our first step out for the Tri-C Peace Alliance, and we're doing on March 5th in the afternoon. We're doing two movies. We're doing a movie called A Gracious Tip, which I am sure you're familiar with.
Just a little bit, and in fact, I'll tell our audience a little bit about that tie-in just a moment.
And which is by a local producer by the name of Stefan Davis.
Oh, Stefan J. Davis.
Absolutely.
Yes, Stefan J. Davis.
Yes,
who I have a previous relationship that was interesting when we found out that we knew each other.
Okay.
And then.
Oh, do tell.
Well, even before we get to that, let's back up for just a second, because it was something that I found out by virtue of the fact that Karen and I were co-workers at the time. And Stefan was getting ready to do this little movie called A Gracious Tip. And he had cast me as one of the two principals, and I'd done previous work with Stefan.
Yes, yes.
And so he needed a couple of other people in the production, and Karen's daughter is very much interested in acting. And I asked Karen, I said, well, have you done anything? And she says, well, no. And I said, would you be interested? And she's really game for almost anything in that regard. So she said yes, and did just a terrific job in that role. And so you appear in the movie A Gracious Tip. And without giving too much away, this was filmed at the Glidden House, right here in University Circle. And it involved basically a husband and a wife who went out to dinner and ended up facing one of the ugly, intolerant issues of the world, aka racism. I'm going to leave it at that, but that's one of the films. that you'll be screening.
yes.
And you, of course, had known Stefan. Now go ahead and continue that portion.
Well, he didn't tell you that I was supposed to be just an extra, and 20 minutes before production, he came to me and said, somebody's sick, you have a speaking role now. So I had 20 minutes to prepare for my speaking role.
Yes.
And when he handed me the paper, an email, that had the lines on it, and I looked at the name at the bottom of it, I said, Stefan J. Davis.
Okay.
I was his realtor. I sold him his first house
for heaven's
years
sake.
ago in Cleveland.
Okay.
Yes, I did. I was his realtor. I sold him his first
Okay.
home. So that was
The
we had
connection,
that was our
yes.
connection. So it was 6 degrees of separation between us there.
Got it.
So
Now,
when
okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
well, when we came up with this idea, we were trying to come up with ways to build our empathy and show people how these things affect, they go on around you every day and you don't even notice.
Yes.
And the first thought that came to mind was this movie and bringing them in. And they were nice enough to recommend another film. And I don't know if you know anything about that.
Well, I know a little bit about that.
Yeah, what would you like to tell us about that?
Well, there's this fellow named Bryant Anderson.
Yes.
Whom we've also
Yes,
had on the
yes.
show, and he did a film called A Day of Racism, and I was one of the 2 principal
In there,
characters
yeah.
in that one as well. And so it just so happens that both of the films that you're highlighting, I happen to be in, and when you contacted me and let me know, I got this phone call out of the blue, hey, what are you going to be doing around the 5th? And called you back and you told me about this. And the thing that I think is terrific about this is it comes at this particular issue of intolerance from 2 very, very different points of view. And what is it that you're going to actually be doing as a part of showing this? What will the actual event be like on the 5th?
Well, it is open to the entire school body. It is open to the public, anybody who would like to come, and it will be in the Liberal Arts Building.
And where's that located?
It's at Tri-C West in Parma, Ohio,
Okay.
on Pleasant Valley Road. You can actually, one side is Pleasant Valley, one side is York. It's very easy to find.
And we may be able to put that on the screen if
Okay, okay.
possible. But
Yeah, I have a flyer, that's all I brought with me. But the nice thing about this is we are very lucky that both producers will be there and lead a discussion after the movies, so.
And I will be there as well.
And yes, you will be there as well. So I think there's gonna be some very interesting discussion that is going to go on between the student body that attends and the principal people involved with these productions.
Let me ask you, Karen, the Liberal Arts Building, room G04B. I know Tri-C West is one huge, big building. I haven't been out there for a while. Have they built adjacent buildings, or is this all part of the one main building?
Well, the Liberal Arts Building is the main part of the building, but we have Building B, Building C, Building T, which is the theater, which are all adjacent.
Right.
But the main part in the middle, where the information desk is,
Okay.
that's the Liberal Arts Building.
Kind of the
center.
central
Yes, it's
part.
the center.
Okay. Well, now tell us a little bit how you got involved in this alliance group, the Peace Alliance
Peace
group.
Alliance.
Yeah. What possessed you, as I love to say?
And it is funny because it was almost like a possession. I was fumbling around on the website one day. I'm an international business major, and I came across the short-term certificate in conflict resolution and peace studies. And it is an up-and-coming field. I know I was very interested in the gentleman from Kent State.
Okay.
Because Kent State has a
Terrence.
huge, yes, I
Yes.
want to talk to him. They have a huge program for peace and conflict studies.
And in fact, not to interrupt you here, and I do want you to continue that, but there was a tie-in between Caramoo and Tri-C, even with Peter Lawson Jones's
Ceremonies?
ceremonies of
Okay.
dark, because the night that I came, that was actually Tri-C night, and I almost couldn't get a ticket for it because it was basically for the people there at
The
Tri-C.
Tri-C folks. Yeah.
And so it's nice to know that that this important institution in Cleveland, is a supporter of Karamu, and there's a tie-in between them.
Absolutely, and I hope that I can become more involved in that, in Karamu House and in the relationship with Tri-C. But just the professors that I mentioned, Dr. Susan Lowater, Dr. Taylor Hurd, Tyler Olson, just inspired me to bring this message of peace and to change my major so that I am majoring in peace studies, and it opened my eyes, and I want to make my world a better place, as cheesy as it sounds.
No, it doesn't sound cheesy, but I commend you. And so the question now becomes, what do you see as your role exactly if you complete your studies in this international thing with peace and so forth, all that, the Alliance? What would be your ultimate dream, passion, once you finish your academics? Have you thought that far yet?
Yeah, I have, actually. I have. I would like to get a job with the State Department.
Okay.
I would definitely like to travel abroad and go to places where women's rights is really a big thing for me.
Oh, God bless you, child.
I want to go to places where women do not have the freedoms and the opportunities that we have here, and find a way to help those women and help them improve their lives.
Good grief. I wish you much success, and I hope you come back to us one day and tell us about your missions and how you've begun to make little bitty changes into the world of women in these various other countries, because that's no easy task.
Well, you fill a bucket of water one drip at a time,
One
it's
drop
still
at a
full.
time, yeah.
Yep, I would love to do that. I'm actually going to Costa Rica in June.
Okay.
End of May, beginning of June, on a peace studies trip. So that is going to be the start of my adventures.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I have one more question for you.
Before we wrap
Do you
up,
hope
yeah.
are you expecting at some point in time maybe to do a little bit more acting and performing? Is that something you would like to pursue at all?
Absolutely. I would love to have the opportunity to do that here. So if there's any open roles,
Yeah.
you call me.
So
I'll
now,
come on
if
down.
anyone who is watching this program and they say, wow, that's a personality, we're going to make sure that you know how to contact Karen, and then you can contact her and say, hey, well, we would like you to do that. So,
Speaking of which,
yes.
what is your contact information, either for you directly or the emails and websites for your Peace Alliance projects?
Unfortunately, our Peace Alliance, everybody graduated. So it's where there are two of us. So we don't have a website. We don't.
Do you have an
We
email
don't have anything.
address?
I can give my email address.
Please do.
It's very simple. It's my name, Karen Posner, at AOL.com.
Okay, and we'll have that on the screen.
I like to keep it very simple. So if anybody needs to reach me with questions about the Peace Alliance,
About the filming
about the
dates?
filming.
Yeah.
We're hoping that we have such a great
Turnout.
response that we will be able to do this at the other campuses as well.
Sounds delightful.
So we're very excited about it.
And we want to thank you for sharing with us. And James, you always bring us such great, phenomenal guests.
you.
And she's lots of fun, too.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap up, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And do you have a closing comment for her, or the world?
Just basically, keep doing the wonderful work that you're doing. It's been special getting to know you over the last couple of years or so. And I look forward to coming out and seeing the program, and also hope that maybe people who are looking at this program will look also at the curriculum at Kalamazoo, or Kalamazoo, that's mine, Cuyahoga County Community College.
Cuyahoga Community College.
Cuyahoga Community
And
College.
this-
Tri-C, three C's.
Three Cs.
Yes.
That's tri of them. and look at these various programs and the classes and the curricula themselves, because obviously it's worthwhile in
Yes.
terms of what the school is doing. And hopefully we'll have so many people joining the Student Peace Alliance that you'll have them falling all over themselves trying to help you to grow out there. So.
That would be great. And I have a gift for you from the Student Peace Alliance. These are our peace wristbands, and they say Student Peace Alliance, peace it forward. So that is my
Oh, how
message for the
lovely.
day, everybody.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you to please peace it forward.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that would be absolutely marvelous,
That's
darling.
wonderful.
So,
Thank
thank
you.
you, and then you stay tuned, don't go away. We've got one of our special guests coming up for the final segment of today's show. Thanks a lot, Karen. Glad to meet you.
You too. Thank you.